Hey, what's happening? In today's video, I am going to be explaining what is real estate wholesaling and how you can start today wholesaling real estate and make $20,000 in the next 30 days. If you have never heard about real estate wholesaling, then you are the right place. Or even if you have heard about real estate wholesaling and do some few deals, no problem, you're still at the right place. So let's jump into it. My name is Leonard Wote and I'm a real estate investor. I've been investing in real estate since 2018. I've wholesale, fix and flip almost 120 plus properties, single family houses, townhouses, duplexes, triplexes, quadplex, and you can name them. And I currently own a 16 unit apartment that produces passive income as well as cash flow. So at first, before I started real estate, I always think that you have to have a bunch of cash where you have to go buy a property and then before you sell it to someone else. But no, I come to realize that you can actually do real estate wholesaling. So what is real estate wholesaling? Real estate wholesaling is basically looking for a property, put that property under contract, and assign that contract to a flipper. So there are two things involved. You have to be able to look for a property, a good property, and put it under contract, and you have to be able to look for a buyer. When I say buyer, it means a flipper. This guy that does fix and flip. So how do you look for properties? So you advertise. You can do pay-per-click. You can do drive for dollars. You can do direct mailing, cold calling. You can do bash texting, and you can advertise in those various ways or platform to actually get leads. And when you get those leads, you put those property under contract. And when you put them under contract, then you look for a buyer, a flipper, and then you assign that deal. You assign your contract, assign all the rights of your contract to that buyer, and that buyer is going to buy the property, fix it up, and sell it. So, for example, you advertise and you found a property, a seller, a motivated seller that they want to sell their property, let's say $100,000, and then you put it under contract for $100,000, and that property actually worth maybe $200,000 or $250,000 after it's completely renovated. So you put the property under contract for $100,000, and then you turn and look for a buyer, a flipper. So you look for that flipper, and then you assign that contract for $120,000, and that flipper is gonna close on that deal on the closing day. And when the flipper closes on that deal, the seller gets $100,000 and you get $20,000. And then the flipper renovate the property and sell the property and makes his own profit out of the deal. So that is how the wholesaling actually works. To actually wholesale a deal, like I said before, there are two things involved. Looking for the deal. You can actually watch my previous video how I explain detailedly the various methods and various ways where you can actually advertise or search for distressed property, because you have two kind of properties. You have the distressed property and the non-distressed properties. The distressed properties are properties that need work, and they are mostly owned by motivated sellers. So motivated sellers just want to get rid of those properties because they need a lot of work. The sellers or the owners, they don't have money to actually fix that property, and the bank does not finance those kind of properties. So those kind of properties, only the investors or flippers buy those properties. So you have various ways. Watch my previous video. You're going to see how I explain how to actually go look for these properties and have them under contract. And when you have these properties under contract, then you have to look for a buyer. Then how do you look for buyers? So there are several methods that you can look for buyers. You can network with other wholesalers. So how do you network with other wholesalers? You can go to Facebook or social media groups. You type investors in your area, and then they're going to pop up, and you join the group, and you can just direct message some of the individuals that post. You look at the comments and everything that they are posting. People are going to be posting properties that they have under contract. You can DM them and connect with them. If you DM a lot, then you should be able to get some buyers, so that when you have property under contract, and you should be able to communicate with those wholesalers. Most of those wholesalers, they have a lot of buyers, a lot of cash buyers in that area, where you can JV. What is JV? Joint venture. Like what do I mean by joint venture? For example, you put the property under contract for $100,000, and you want to sell it for 120, and you tell the wholesaler that the price is 120, and if you can tack your price on top of it and get a buyer, then we can JV on this deal. So what they're going to do is that they're going to show the property to their buyer, and their buyer is going to say, yeah, we are interested in it. And they can say it's a $130,000 or $140,000, and their buyer is going to close on it for $140,000. $20,000 goes to you, $20,000 goes to them, and then $100,000 goes to the seller. And then the buyer buys the property, fix it up, and sell it, and still make profit. So it's a win-win for everybody. So another method where you can look for a buyer is through realtors. So you can network with realtors, because most of the realtors, the no cash buyers that buy property like with cash. So you can actually communicate with them, have give them some commission, and then they'll be able to connect that cash buyer to you, and then you close the property, and you make profit, and the realtor make profit, and the flipper makes profit. So I myself, I have JV with other wholesalers. Like I came up with a deal, and they have a buyer, and I put my fee on top of it, and have them tack their own fee on top of that fee that I already have, and we close the deal, and all of us make profit. And the same thing, other wholesalers have come to me and have brought buyers, and we JV on deals, and my buyer close on the deal, and both of us make profit. And other wholesalers have bring me deals that I've closed on it, flip it, and sell it, as well as vice versa. So that is the other method that you can actually get buyers. So another way where you can actually look for cash buyers, there are various tools or websites that you can actually use them to actually skip trace cash buyers. So there's this one that's called PropStream, and you can also go to the county record. So when you do the filter, make sure that the owner on record should be they are mostly the LLCs. So you search, when you filter it, and you see all those ones that the owners are the LLCs companies, then most of them are cash buyer, and they recently closed on the property using cash. So those ones are mostly investors that are going to close on the deal with cash, because normally people always buy the property using the bank loan and other stuff, and but investors, they mostly buy with cash, because the bank cannot finance ugly properties, so they close them with cash. So you can keep trace those LLCs, and you can get the users that actually register those LLCs with the county, and you kind of call them. You call them, and you should be able to tell them that, hey, you have a property that is in the area, and you pull up their contact from the county record, and you are interested, you want to see if they're interested in this deal. You send them the detail, and if it's a smoking deal, if it's a good deal, they're going to say, hey, yeah, we're interested, and keep me on your list. So if you have anything else, send it to me, and they're going to close on it. So you're going to have you're going to wholesale that property and make some money. So if you start this today, the next 30 days, you should be able to make 20K. So that is how you actually look for properties, and then look for buyers to actually wholesale the deal and make profit in between. So I've been doing this for a while, and I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars as far as wholesale fees concerned, just for the wholesaling part. And you can do this as well, and you're going to generate income. You must not quit your job to actually do this. You can do this on the side, and you make a bunch of money while you're still working. Then when you generate a lot of cash, that you can use that to start flipping as well. If you want to flip to make the bigger profit, fine. But if you want to use the cash to invest it in apartment like what I did, then you can go that route. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to this channel so that when I post videos, you are gonna get notified. Boom, baby, let's go.